There's something very powerful with volunteering. You do it because you're convinced of something, because you really want to do that.
I was 28 when I started traveling on my own. Before that, I was quite scared, but something happened in my life. I went through a relationship, it broke up, and I just found the strength. I thought, yes, I'm going to do this.
PBI struck me as something that it's literally a model built around your role as somebody from elsewhere supporting local struggles, as a foreigner, as somebody outside showing solidarity, wanting to support but without doing harm.
Volunteering is not a one-way process, it never is. One person on their own doesn't bring about change. It's when you come together and work together that change happens.
There is absolutely one person who I would say is probably the person who's changed my life more than anybody else. A human rights defender called Valentina Rosendo Cantu. When she was very young, was one of several Indigenous women who were raped by soldiers. What distinguishes her and her fellow Indigenous leader, Inez, is that they denounced the rapes. They reported them and they demanded justice. They were getting death threats, their kids were getting death threats. Clearly somebody had the objective of silencing them. And amazingly, they kept going. Valentina and Inez took their cases to the Inter-American Court, and the Inter-American Court found the Mexican state guilty. That's an incredible example of how two women would not be silenced in standing up because they were raped. They were at the sharpest end of the abuses in Mexico. They struggled and fought in the face of such adversity, and they ultimately got a decision that could affect all Mexicans. And what is inspiring for all of us is that she says that having international and national level accompaniment allowed her to really build on that capacity and pull it out to the forefront and never give up.
My first week back in the UK, I decided to meet some ex-colleagues from PBI in London, and I'm crossing the bridge. First thing I do is I hear the helicopter, and I'm ducking. I need to find a place to hide. And that's when I felt the impact of, gosh, I'm not in Colombia anymore. A helicopter in Colombia is danger. A helicopter in Colombia is gunshots. If you live in fear, then you're not free. I had the choice to leave. People living there, they don't have the choice. In a way, I felt it allows us, as the international eye, to tell the story to the outside world, which is critical. Otherwise, who's going to listen? Who's going to know what's happening?
In this work, you sometimes face very dark moments and dark situations because there is terrible things that are happening to the people, and sometimes you can't do anything about it. But then there's also the lightness, the hope people have, the solutions, the joy of people. And that's, I think, what human rights defenders often bring with them. All of the experiences I had with PBI, but also with what I'm currently doing, you grow and learn constantly. And there's so much you can learn from other people. And I think it's about listening, really listening to what other people are saying, and not disempowering them and not thinking, I know what's best, but hearing from them, those who are affected by something, how they would like to find a solution, and supporting them in that.
It's about trying to make change, about seeing social justice come about supporting those who need a voice for their rights to be heard. It touched me on a different level, that it changed what was important for me in a way. That all of a sudden you begin to realise that a lot of petty things that you used to get annoyed and upset, and all of a sudden they didn't matter actually anymore. Seeing how people put life first, seeing how people believe in being really positive about how to go forward with things. Those core things that so many other things around them, really, they don't matter.